Our Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'll be your game master for the evening, Jason, and with me as usual will be Jeremy playing Ozen, Sarah playing Io, Rappy playing Keltzer, Eric playing the Captain, and Duba playing Doc. Alright, and just to catch anybody up from last week, you had made your way down to the engineering section. Well, excuse me. There was a big fight first.
That was a big fight.
It was. How were we describing it? Like an Oreo cookie of violence?
Something to that
Double,
effect, yeah.
double stuffed Oreo of violence.
And some of y'all took some pretty good hits, but you decimated the Imperials closest to you. But they were a very large force, so you withdrew. The droids were able to withdraw because you did take some of the pressure off of them. I think you basically ordered the droids back to their section of the station, back behind their lines. And you proceeded to make it to the engineering section. When you realized the Imperials were making their way onto that floor, you were able to reactivate the ion field security system that disabled their equipment. The same system that the station's automated systems have been using to keep the droids out of important areas.
Yeah.
And I believe Io was crawling around in the engines.
She'd since come out of the engines.
Okay.
And because we were talking about looking through the window in the door, the blast door, but it was actually just a camera with a little TV on the other side.
That's right. All right. So that's where y'all are, safe and sound in the lockdown in the engineering section. There may be some unarmed Imperials still walking around on this floor, or they may have withdrawn to higher or lower floors.
They cannot.
Yeah, we disabled the turbo lifts.
I believe you had stopped them. You had stopped the doors from being able to open on this level. So you're right; they could not have. The ones that had made it to this level could not have left.
Oh, we stopped all of them because we put them all into maintenance mode.
Oh, that's right.
So there's no going between floors anymore unless you use like
the stairs.
Basically.
Ladders.
Yeah, there may be some access to sort of things, but
yeah,
not the sort of things that would let you rapidly move troops, though. It would be slow going.
That's the point.
All right, so now that you have secured your position, what is your plan while you're down here?
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
You know, we are in orbit.
If we could get off
She
station.
said what she said.
I was about at that point.
We're all gonna just, be a martyr.
Look, of the Disney Star Wars movies, which one was the best?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier today.
Yeah.
I was like, are we gonna have to Rogue One this shit?
I mean, I personally like Solo, but
It was alright.
I did enjoy Rogue One, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it was a good flick. It didn't have the kind of pulpy Star Wars feel that solo
No
captain.
happy ending.
It was grimmer and grittier, which was, like I said, still a good movie.
Mhm. I need to pull up my list of force powers.
Yeah, I was kind of looking around like, okay, what is what is our plan here?
Lick our wounds.
And then do what?
Well, we're here. We know what the problem is. Gonna take about 30 days. That is what it said, right? That it would take about a month to fix all of the stuff that was wrong with it.
I don't remember saying that. Does anybody else remember me saying that?
I don't recall, but it could have been in a different episode.
It was last episode. It was we were trying to get a diagnostic of what was wrong, and they said it would take about some long period of time that we do not have at the moment to fix to clean and make this thing space worthy.
Well, I think that's because it's just so dang massive.
Yes. It wasn't a fault of like it's fucked, it's that messed up. But like it's definitely one of those.
No, that's what it was. Was the last time they moved it, they had gotten some weird readings, and they were concerned about it. It had functioned fine, but they had shut it down for maintenance that they never got around to doing, just to make sure there was nothing wrong with it. So
Yeah, the check engine light came on.
you know,
Yeah.
you might fire it up, and it might function just fine.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
Because we have so much experience with giant, small moon-sized stations.
This one's large city sized at best.
City-sized stations. Point stands.
We fuck around and find out.
We most certainly can.
Ayera is going to sit down and meditate for a bit. And I'm going to try to use far-seeing
Okay.
to try to see if the force is hinting at a particular direction we ought to be going.
Left.
If I see Ayerta go into guided meditation, I will bop him with some force magic.
Just walk by in the middle of it, bonk him in the back of the head.
Bonk.
Is
I will
it
roll my
bonk.
control
for-
dice.
I'm
Oh, shit, I
I'm
should get
actually
all 20.
imagining a good slap, to be 100% honest. Just a good firm.
See, I'm picturing a nose boop.
Oh,
Ear flick.
nose boop.
This is the button to make you concentrate. Boop.
No. Ozin's not Hispanic. It wouldn't be an ear flick.
Next character, however.
Maybe.
All right, where is far-seeing? Oh, never mind. I say that just as I flip to the page.
Yeah.
It's right there. The force
Okay.
guided you there.
Clearly.
Yep. Alright. Control roll is 5 dice, I believe. Yes, it is. And then alter 6.
In my head, I know you said control roll, but I thought you said troll roll.
That's
And
next campaign.
6 of one, half dozen of another.
That
was
is
that?
also next campaign.
What was that? You want to troll the next campaign? I could probably arrange that.
No. We've already made ourselves enough problems for next campaign before we even started.
They're some of the physically strongest creatures in the world of darkness. They're not up there with werewolves.
You have an extra dice to your what is this? Your sense?
It's a amalgam power. It's control sense.
Okay, so then I'll add it to your sense.
Okay.
So Ozin's just there, like doing like guided meditation.
So I just need to know what my difficulty roll is going to be.
It's in the power, isn't it?
All right,
Yeah,
the
there's
control
a
number
lot
is
of
5. The sense number is
variables.
5. But then you've got that chart of
Yeah, it's 5 as modified by proximity. User wishes to see the past, add 5. To see the future, add 10. And then there's the sense base 5 modified by whatever.
Trying to page his sister through the force. Like, what did you want me to do again?
Basically.
The number you have reached is unavailable at this time and does not have a voice mailbox.
all right, proximity. And what they say you're looking into the future.
Yeah. So my base is 15, not including whatever else I need to roll.
All right. We'll say in line of sight, so +2.
Okay, so I need a 17 for my control roll.
Let's see here. Yeah, the control is done by the proximity, so yeah, so 17 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sense is modified by relationship.
How well do you know this station? Did you say you're close?
I mean, I've been in it for a while, so.
Good night, folks!
We've also seen the schematics.
Mm-hmm.
The ship's nudes.
Yeah.
So slight acquaintance.
Sure, we'll
No,
see.
but I would say you're fairly. We'll use the acquaintance level for the base since you are in it, or at the station rather.
Okay. So my base for my sense would be.
Your sense is 17, I believe we came up with.
No, control 17. My. I need my.
Oh,
DC
you're right. I was reversing.
Yeah.
You said the baseline is 15 because you're looking into the future.
Yeah. So we determined my control.
So
my
you need
DC I need to meet is a 17.
And you need a 22 for the sense.
Good
I give you another dice.
It's the same 15 base, correct?
No, it's base 5.
Okay, so the going into the future does not affect the sense portion of it.
Yeah, just the control.
Oh, then you need a 12.
Okay. So 17 to control and a 12 to sense. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trust in the force. Because I feel like I'm going to need it. D6. Okay.
Right, you got that one, no problem.
And then.
Could have had that. You have an extra dice in your sense.
Yeah, but you basically offset the die code. Or no, it doesn't adjust it, does it? Because this is the same skill.
No, yeah, it's the same skill, so it doesn't.
That's
You're
right,
not
yeah.
losing a dice. That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
That would be bad. That would be bad gameplay.
Okay, so
unless you wanted the mixed powers to be harder intentionally. All right, so you make both those rolls.
Yes.
And you make them by a substantial number.
Mm-hmm.
You see branching paths in the future.
Oh boy.
The Force is not telling you where you need to go or what you need to do. The Force is just showing you different ways this could work out.
Okay.
In one, you see the station seems to implode.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Just sort of collapses, starts collapsing in itself. Ships around it kind of get pulled in a little bit. You see one where the station simply, you see the station start moving and then jump to hyperspace.
Okay.
You don't see where that one, you don't see where it goes. Your perspective doesn't change. It's like you're looking outside the station, like you're looking at the station.
Yeah.
As it jumps away. Like maybe you're floating in space or looking out a porthole. It's cloudy enough you're not really aware of like where you're at in this.
Yeah.
You just see the station. You just see the station start moving and then jump. And then you see another future where there are simply dozens and dozens of Imperial Star Destroyers around the base, and it's just a constant. It's like every docking bay is open and there's just ships coming in and out of the docking bay constantly. In that one, the base seems to be in a different star system.
Okay.
And those are the 3 branches that you see.
All right, then. He will come out of it and share what he saw.
You tell anybody?
Yeah.
He just said
share what he saw.
Ah. Oh, the cube looks better on here now. It's a shame we only have 2 more episodes after this one.
Just 2 more?
As far as I know.
Where does the time go? Well, it's the 29th and were we wrapping up on the 6th?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Rappy, were you going to be here on the 6th?
Let me see. I close. No, I come back the 13th.
Okay, I was thinking we'd been saying the 13th.
We'll close the 13th. I'm very okay with that.
I remember thinking that Rappy was going to be here for the conclusion.
We squeezed another episode out.
No, I showed up for this episode because of issues with my job, so I did no work, no pay. But then I go back to closing after this week is done for 2 more weeks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That didn't change your schedule. You just got an extra day off.
Basically, I said I don't want to clean for 3 days, so I will not come in. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, it seems like maybe the options are destroy it or move it away. But if we move it away, that still doesn't solve the problem of there being people on it.
True. However, that would negate their reinforcements, because in that vision, did I see the ships getting pulled away with the station, or just the station itself jumping?
Just the station itself.
Okay. So yeah, we would still have the threats on the station, but we wouldn't have the rest of the army attached to those ships to deal with. So we'd be removing the threat scale by a substantial margin. So if we can keep eyes on down here and keep things bogged down, if we can find a way to run some form of diagnostic to see where the problem is and repair it, we could get the station moving and eliminate a large portion of enemy forces right against us.
Ayo. Can you show me the area in question?
Io probably knows what you're talking about. Sarah's going, what area?
You were in the
Oh,
area.
the engine?
Yeah, the engine. Where we thought that that's where like it was, but it's such a massive engine that it would take a while to fully comb through.
Just gestures broadly to the house-sized
It's a big
Like
building
engines,
size,
like-
something she was crawling through.
these.
Yeah. Yes. Ozin limbers up a little bit. It's like, it's been a while since I've had to get into something so small. Oh, ooh, I don't know if that came off on. I don't know
Yeah,
if that came
no,
off
that
my mic.
That was heard.
Yeah, that was absolutely heard.
Snap, crackle, pop.
And then she will activate what is it? I almost said the wrong thing. Is it magnify senses? That's what it's called here. Sense. I make the DC. And she crawls in and starts looking and seeing if there's any anomalies in the engine. And while she's not like a practiced mechanic, you still know when there's a hole in the engine or something, right?
Well, sure, but you don't know if the hole is supposed to be there or not. But alright, give me a search roll.
All right. I'm gonna hold off on trusting in the force.
The night is young.
The night is young.
But Ozin is not.
Oh! Alright. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 26.
Okay. As you're crawling through it, at no point do you spot any physical damage.
Okay.
Now, are you like cracking open panels and looking inside stuff, or are you just crawling through the tubes, kind of looking around?
Mostly crawling through the tubes, and like if there's something wrong, if there is like a panel, like every like other panel, she'll like pop in, check. looks normal to her, goes through.
Yeah, you don't see anything that looks like obvious physical damage. Now, if there was a slightly defective part or something, you probably couldn't spot that, even with your enhanced senses by eyesight.
Right. I'm just, if there's like, I think Ozin's just trying to do a big swath of like, oh, I know what something looks like when it's on fire, right?
Yeah, nothing's on fire.
Nothing's
most-
leaking.
Most of it's not
Various
even
fluids.
powered up. They're just kind of a baseline. Like the tubes are lit as you go in there. They light up.
Yeah.
It's like everything's kind of in a sleep mode.
I think in her like broken Keelik, she'll start saying, if there's a problem, we can fix it. She's like crawling through the tubes.
Can we fix it?
Yes, we can.
So
She'll-
yeah,
she'll do
y'all
that.
hear a little bit of speech coming out of the tubes, like Ozen's in there
Click, click,
talking
click.
to the engine.
I was like,
Hey,
I think she finally
so-
cracked.
It is a valid way of dealing with electronics and mechanical parts.
The duck method.
Who among us hasn't tried to start their car when it's like 20 degrees and you're like, oh god, please work. Come on, baby.
Scene.
See, I'm thinking more of my computer when I'm like kit bashing miniatures, because there's a program called Mesh Mixer that I swear by the program and I swear at the program a lot. When it wants to work, it works great. And then there's all these little fussy bits that just I probably swear. on the
But
computer more than anything
she's going to
else.
be doing that for now. Just going up and down and seeing if there's anything
Okay.
fiddly. And
Yeah,
if
because
nothing,
it will take a while to go through this entire thing.
yes, for sure.
I will start at the other end and just kind of look for the more fiddly things.
Okay.
He knows what she's actually looking at.
Just search.
Yes.
Really? With 5d6, that's the best. God bless America. 15.
Again, you don't see any physical damage. You know,
Yep.
no scorch marks like
This is an
something
engine.
like you blew a fuse, no hole, weird holes in anything. No dead killix holding a wire, nothing like that.
Press this. I didn't hear any of that. Amazing.
All right, so while they're crawling around in the building-sized engines, what are you other three doing?
I guess Doc would be assisting with anything computer-wise if he could, just to see if he can help diagnose something.
Okay.
with him.
I have a question, a Star Wars question, not necessarily a. I have a Star Wars question.
Okay.
Can you turn on an engine without making it go vroom?
It's a very technical question, and I only vaguely know what you're even trying to ask.
Uh-huh.
Like,
You're
Can you
trying
have
to
it
turn the
idle?
engine on without it
Yes.
being
Can I
on?
have? Can it be idle?
More or less, it would give off a sound that anybody close by would pick up on,
Sure.
but not
that's
everything
fine.
would be lighting up. It's kind of like when you're prepping to take off, you kind of warm the engine up first, but it doesn't really
Yes.
flare up until you're actually taking off.
Yes.
So I guess the answer would be yes. You can make these. You could turn these engines on and have them idling.
Yes.
Probably don't do it while we're inside there, though.
Well, that's the thing. I wanted to see if we could do it while we're in here.
Somebody out at the control panel could, yes.
Yes.
It's like a
Could I
furnace. You could absolutely
roll-
turn a furnace on while somebody's in there.
Could I roll to see if that would be safe?
Sure.
They don't
I
want
can
to be
roll.
fried.
Technical?
Yes.
I mean, I can tell you now, it's definitely not OSHA approved. But hey, what?
No,
stopped
it's
us
not
from-
OSHA approved.
Has anything we've done been OSHA approved?
Okay, so not quite a 20. So
Not quite a 20, but
yeah, you're pretty sure it's safe.
That face journey.
I want to believe you, but I'm also yeah, pretty sure isn't very sure.
Well, you only got a
I-
15. Or not 15. I mean, you only got a 18. So you're pretty sure.
I will suggest that if she hears any of this going on, wait until we're outside to turn it on for the first time in case things flare up.
To find the things flaring up. What do you want me to do? Listen for a building-sized engine? I could, but I don't want to. My eyes are much better than my ears anyway.
Your eyes won't help if they're burned out of your skull.
Fine, we'll do it your way. Go.
All right. So y'all start crawling out. Doc, you've been monitoring the computer while this has been going on. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Somebody else turns on the engine. Wah!
Oh, all Doc heard was turn. What? Oh, they said turn on the engine. Okay.
Oh, God.
I only have
Happened.
3D.
What happened? Doc killed us.
No.
Doc didn't kill you.
Doc maimed us grievously.
Alright.
He even did that.
He maimed you so he can make you guys better again.
And his technical and computer repair is the same, so it wouldn't make a difference which skill I had. Alright. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Played too long with you to believe that.
Keltzer, what are you doing?
They're going through the engines, like up
Yeah.
or like.
Through like tubes.
It's like a weird Chuck E. Cheese situation.
She'd go with to give you guys range support if
We
need.
were
They're
we were
inside.
already in.
Yeah, the engines are built. Think the size of a large house, with basically like tubes just big enough for people to crawl through and kind of work in, running through it.
Oh, okay, they're fixing something.
Right. Well, they're looking to see if there's any physical damage. Is what they've been doing.
They're trying to go get out or go up and down or.
Oh no,
they've been
we're currently getting out.
Yeah, they've been crawling all through there.
We've concluded that there's nothing that we can see from here. So we are getting out.
And I guess you just wait till things get back on.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
There's a lot of perception going on.
Yeah, a lot of perception, especially since my dice. Is
And Captain, what are you
downstairs.
doing?
He's just keeping an eye on the systems,
As far as I know, it is.
since he's still kind of plugged into them.
Okay, give me a perception check as well then. Or computer use if it's higher. Or
You get a perception check. You get a perception check.
Yeah, my computer use is higher.
Okay.
17.
Or give me a second. All my dice is downstairs from some days. $13.
Okay. Alright, 13.
And a 17.
Alright. Keltzer, you notice the blast door to the section y'all are in opens. Captain, watching the computer, you notice other people are starting to give... Commands are coming from somewhere else.
Sort of command center, perhaps.
Give me a computer. Give me a computer use to figure out what's going on.
Kels would be like, Captain, door's opening.
And Captain, on the system, you notice someone has turned off the ion defense, and basically undone the lockdowns.
Considering this is engineering, can I override that and re-engage them?
Oh, sure. You just give the command and everything locks back down.
Okay.
And then a few seconds later, they unlock again.
And he'll relock them.
And you're like two kids playing in the back of the car with the automatic locks.
He's petty enough to make this happen. He's gonna do it.
Doc is gonna be like trying to monitor systems and be looking and kind of hear the clicking going on from the captain and just kind of rotate his head. Captain, is something the matter?
I'm having far too much fun with this.
So every time he re-engages, the door closes, so it's like open, close, open, close, open, close.
Yeah, I can see this.
I think Ozin comes out of the tube like, what is that noise?
Sounds very petty.
Doc's head just kind of pivots back over in Ozin's direction. I do believe something is happening, potentially with controls.
So the captain is busy doing that. Let's see, Doc, you're on the computers. You give me a computer use roll to try to figure out what's going on. Or figure out more detail.
Okay.
If they said it was something about controls, I would be like,
I almost
power
Yahtzeed.
walking.
I almost Yahtzeed. 17.
Okay. You're able to track where these other commands are coming from. They are coming from the command center. It seems like the computer... it's like neither area has got like a precedence over the other. I mean, the main command center controls more of the station just engineering than the engineering station would, but both control centers are basically registering that one of the
Siblings.
yes, I was thinking something. I was thinking like system admins, where it recognizes the two force users as the folks in charge. The fact that commands are coming from different areas isn't really clicking with the system.
The system's having
It's like whoever designed this thing wasn't the least bit worried about there being other force users wandering around the place, obviously.
Architects.
Damn it, Hermes.
No plan survived first contact with the force user.
So clearly the Remnant has managed to do at least some repairs to the command center.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do we want to try and... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If I gets up to the consoles, do we want to try and lock it down to where we have control at least of engineering exclusively?
Gesundheit.
That a thing?
Thank you.
Potentially.
What if Ozan will get into so we have intuited that the other force users in the command center have somewhat got it functional.
Yes.
Okay. Ozan will get into the seat that's here, that's next to Ayrda.
Okay.
And fiddle with the computer there. Or have Io fiddle with the computer while Ozan just holds it for the DNA sample of a force user.
Pointing to buttons frantically.
Well, it took the two of you to kind of get the thing started back up.
Yes.
Once y'all got it started, as long as there's one force user there, it's working fine.
Well, so Ozan's thinking is like, well, if there's... Maybe they think the siblings are bickering. What if I'm over here? And it's like, oh, there's only two. That's the only way this works.
Okay. You test that out, but yeah, the locks keep flicking up and down regardless.
Ira over in his chair is just grinning like a madman.
I was going to try to reroute it so control is just exclusively, for engineering at least, is an engineering.
Okay. Give me... I guess go ahead and give it the computer use roll.
Computer, not security?
Go ahead and roll security.
44? That was D10s. Hold on, I'm getting too excited about the next game. 31?
Well, that's less impressive than 44, but still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take a couple of sixes from the D10 roll and just switch them out and take that 9.
Why don't you swap out one of your sixes for that 1? It looks lonely up there. It is the loneliest number.
I can stay right the F over there.
All right, so you've gotten in. You're trying to find a way to lock this thing down, And that's just not how the architecture of the station is set up.
I hate this place.
It would be like, it'd be like the computer going, okay, the sister has locked everything down. Sweet. Oh wait, over here the sister is unlocking everything. Oh okay.
Mm.
All the user admins have the same name.
Well, it doesn't acknowledge the existence of more than the two admins. But this is not an artificial intelligence, like a droid. So the fact that the sister seems to be in two places at once isn't something the computer's really registered. The admin said do this. Oh, the admin said do this. If you wanted to isolate the engineering floor, you would have to physically separate it from the system. Which is doable, but a fairly big job.
Does I don't know if there'd be any downside to attempting it.
As it's set up now, you could potentially keep an eye on them to see what else they might be trying to do.
Yeah.
Where you would basically blind yourself in that regard.
Instead, then she's gonna instead of having Iardo over there tapping like a fiend, even though he's probably enjoying it far too much.
Oh, he is, absolutely.
She's going to try and write something that just continually locks the door.
Okay.
A macro.
Yeah, she's gonna put a macro.
How very MMORPG of you.
Yeah.
That
macro, it's a shell script.
That you managed to do. Basically, you managed to program something that every time it receives the unlock command, it waits 2 seconds and relocks. And I'm saying lockdown just to be simple, but it's the shutting the door, it's the keeping the ion thing going.
Yeah.
It's the whole. It's everything y'all were doing to try to isolate yourself.
Yeah.
So you've observed over the last few minutes that the elevator moved, it stopped. It moved, it stopped. It moved, it stopped. The doors opened, it stopped. And then it moved, it stopped.
That should buy us some time and possibly piss them off to no end. So a win on both parts.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the control of the ion defense grid do I have from here? Can I, for example, potentially reach the whole station with it?
No, in engineering, you can only do it on the engineering floor.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. Like ion blast the command room, for example. Just go, nope. Stop that. Can I put the command room in maintenance?
Yeah, if you did, they would they could undo it at the command center.
Okay.
Add to the macro. Maintenance on, off, on, off, on, off.
Well, follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't re-engage the engines when they were in maintenance mode from the command room. So would maintenance modes be something that only could really be overridden from engineering itself?
The engines are the engineering section is giving preeminence over the engines.
Okay.
So that was one the command center did not, the main command center did not have full control over.
Okay. Seems weird there wouldn't be a fail-safe in case something went wrong with the command center, like something in engineering could shut it down.
I also think they'd have more than one system admin, but here we are.
Yeah, but this is why.
No, they've got two. They've got two. Both siblings can do this, and probably the father too. Now I think about it.
Yeah, But
Or
this is why I'm asking.
maybe he was like a grandpa and didn't handle technology well. Who knows? You'll have to ask
Kids.
him if you ever get a chance to meet them.
Let's
Very
hope not.
soon.
Okay, so we can't shut the control room off.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to get the engines going or no?
Yes. Sooner we can isolate everyone on the station from the rest of their reinforcements, the better.
Oh boy. I will start on that every now and then, checking on the macro.
Okay, the macro seems to be working fine. And yes, you can pull the engines out of maintenance mode from this control. That's not a problem.
Okay.
You get a little warning message that diagnostics and maintenance have not been done on it yet.
Well, that would have been my next question then, is can I query the computer as to where it flagged the error? So we can sort of like isolate the area that people need to look at.
There were several odd energy spikes, and yeah, you get a little map of like where they were detected at.
Okay, I will send that to whoever is digging around in the engines.
Right now.
Well, yeah,
But
everybody's out
it
right
could
now.
be.
Okay, well, I will pull up the map then and show people, saying this is where the energy spikes were detected.
While it was on.
Yes, while it was on. Yeah, they've not been
Well-
spiking in maintenance mode or anything.
Right.
Or even when they had it idling, it was spiking while the station was moving. Once it got stationary and the engines were on but not actually propelling the station, everything evened back out. And and then it wasn't big spikes like oh god, it's about to explode. It just wasn't supposed to do that, so they were concerned about it.
Right.
Would rerouting around this fault diminish the speed or effectiveness of the engines as a whole?
Some you could still move the station, but yeah, the engines work pretty close to 100% when it's moving the station. It's a lot of mass to move.
Taking that one off, would it work like what, 80, 90, 75?
Well, it was several spikes kind of throughout the system.
Oh, okay.
All through like the power conduits and whatnot. Not enough to flip any breakers or blow out any fuses. Star Wars is set in the 70s, so probably fuses.
It needs new spark plugs.
There's plenty of them in a supply closet right next to the Imperial docking bay.
Of course they are.
You've only snuck in there twice. I'm sure they're not ready for you this time.
There's no maintenance droid or anything. They were expecting Kilix to do this.
Yes, Kilix seemed to be
main force of labor.
Yep.
And we got a spare Killick.
Well, y'all know where y'all could find some. Be a bit of a trip though.
Yeah.
Start the idling process then, and I'll see if it's safe to go in.
Yeah. See what we need to repair.
Okay. So y'all gonna bring the system though? You're gonna bring the engines online, but not actually try to propel the station anywhere.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, bring them online just enough to see what all's going wrong, mark it, and then turn it back off.
There is a kind of low hum that starts up. And I don't mean low like it's quiet. It's just kind of a
Bass.
Yeah, it's kind of a bass-ish hum.
Yeah.
That kind of fills up the engineering section.
Mm-hmm.
But
Ozin will go towards the engines and see if they're safe to crawl around in.
I'll follow.
you stick your hand in, nothing's vaporized, nothing feels weird. There's no energy sparks flying around in the tubes. It looks safe. I mean, sure, all the handholds and ladders and stuff are all conductive materials, but I'm sure it's fine.
Rubber gloves.
Where are you gonna get those from?
I guess I'll find them in the Imperial closet.
Imperial supply shed.
But yeah, I mean, it seems to be okay.
None.
None of the entryways to those tubes like automatically shut or locked or anything.
Right.
When the engine came online, so.
Gotcha.
All right, let's check it out.
All right, let's go inside.
I'll go first.
Okay.
About 3 steps in, she'll fake being electrocuted.
Ozin's like trying to do activate like a power, and then Io does it and grab like. Ozin's not trained in any of this. Ozin grabs her by the leg like an idiot.
Io might be cackling hysterically. I had to do it. I had to. It's been very stressful.
I'm not dead, so that's the important part. And she lets go of Io's leg.
All right.
Ozin activates magnify senses and goes in.
So y'all are crawling around there, and the humming is, of course, a lot louder while y'all are in here.
Yes.
Both of you give me perception checks.
Oh no.
Perception?
Yes, well, perception rolls. They're not really checks in this game.
Well, it was more. Is this something that I'm just going to intuit, or is this something I can actively look for?
Search or perception?
Perception. This will be perception.
Okay.
Dang.
I want the extra 2 dice.
Yeah, I don't really like how they do perception in this system.
16.
15.
Okay. Both of you notice that there are, as you're moving around, sometimes you feel a little bit heavier than usual, or a little bit lighter than usual, or there's a slight pull to one side.
Gravity fluctuations.
Fantastic.
I'll
Not
make sure to
fantastic.
I'll make sure to calm that. Like, there's some sort of gravity fluctuations in here. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it's not real strong. It's not like it's pulling you off the ladder or anything.
No.
It's just enough that you notice.
Ooh.
Weirdest kind of vertigo ever.
Yeah.
Which, the station is capable of pulling planets through hyperspace with a tractor beam by manipulating gravity. Clearly that's how or maybe that's how its engines work.
It's not so much powered by anything, it's just like they've discovered anti-gravity.
That is possible.
Well, it's like really souped up repulsor lifts or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this technology, being able to move through hyperspace via basically repulsor lifts is something that is beyond normal tech, as y'all are familiar with it. But so's pulling planets through hyperspace with a tractor beam, so. normal tech does not apply here.
Let's just try and find the first power spike and see if it's something we can fix without killing ourselves.
I wonder if these are the power spikes.
Well, right now the engine's idling, and you guys monitoring the system back there, you're not getting any weird spikes.
Okay.
Where the spikes originally were, is it where the gravities are? Because we marked down where like all the
One or
different
two of
errors
them,
were.
one or two of them may match up, but not generally speaking. No.
Okay, so
Not
more
a pattern, it's
coincidence.
just a
Yeah,
coincidence.
But you get to the first area that registered one of the power spikes. You take the panel down.
Oh, womp rat crawled in here.
You reach in there and grab the wires or whatever it is you do,
Mm.
or maybe you just pull out some of your equipment. And yeah, right now the energy flow seems to be fine. But again, you're idling, and it didn't. In the records, it didn't do it while the engine was basically idling.
Oh, so how froggy are you feeling? Think if we rev it up.
I've lived a long, healthy life.
I've lived a short and less debauched one than I wanted, but let's give this a shot.
We'll get you the nicest whatever house after this.
We'll fix you up with a really nice place, a farm upstate.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're all one with the force.
Combat. Hey guys, this is probably a stupid idea. Could you rev up
It
the
is.
engines a little bit?
Doc's eyes slightly blink or dim, then come
Where
back up.
am I moving us to?
I mean, nowhere. Just hit the gas while we're parked.
Okay.
Well,
George
just want to
Lucas
see.
never saw this coming.
Can you just do donuts for a little bit, just in the parking lot here?
Shear the Star Destroyer off the side of the station.
Can you roll down the windows and play like the Tokyo Drift soundtrack out the window or something?
Dun dun dun.
Deja vu.
You could rotate the station. You could move the station a few inches. You could rotate the station. Something that would engage the engines fully, but not really.
However he chooses to perceive that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are those other ships parked?
Let's try not to draw attention to the fact that we have power over the engines.
Well,
Unless we just want to yeehaw this.
I think the low hum is already a big enough hint.
Fair enough. Yeehaw it is.
And I cannot stress this enough. Haw.
All right, so one of the Star Destroyers
Yeehaw.
has basically got his belly, umbilicaled to that one docking bay.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That
I'm
smaller form of
talking
ship
about
has
the
done that on the other side. The rest of them are just parked off a little distance. They're moving people in and out with the Lambda shuttles and stuff.
Like if we swing it enough, we'll like if the one connected by the umbilical is like a car mirror, will we shear it off hitting the other one? It's like if we spin it, turn close enough.
That's
Chances
actually what I'm
are
at.
the umbilical would not be strong enough to pull a Star Destroyer. You're just going to tear that off.
Okay.
I mean, it would,
Which is bad for anybody traveling through the umbilical at the time.
and possibly the bay, which is where the Rubicon is.
Well, more than likely they have the typical kind of force shields up in the bay already. The umbilical was a backup after y'all turned that field off one time.
So I could, in theory, also shear the other ship off too.
Yes, if you just rotate it, really, if you just rotate it, a few meters, it would probably tear the umbilicals.
And then just jump.
Next question. Would I be able to process a jump command from here without interference?
Io knows I'm not aware this is going on in the engine. This should be fine. Just gonna move it a little bit.
I think Ozen might be getting chaos vibes, though. Probably.
Right.
What is that? What does that?
Give me an astrogation check to plot a jump.
Hey, it's something you're good at.
It is.
Ozen's like, I sense a lot of bullshit in the force.
It's not even. It's not even gonna like sense it like while he's plotting it. It's the split second before the jump happens. Like, oh dear.
Did we bring R2 with us?
No, we did not.
No, we
R2's
did not.
back.
Him and
taking
Roger are
over.
back with the droids.
Okay.
Yeah, he's with TF.
R2 is slowly taking.
TF2.
All right.
He's slowly becoming the next tactical droid.
That would.
We don't.
I just
All
got
right.
this. I just got this mental image of R2 just like rolling up. It's just him, and the tactical droid, shanks the tactical droid, steals its, steals its stuff, like installs it, and becomes the new tactical droid.
You show up. There's a painting of him. There's a painting of him on the wall. He's posing like Mussolini.
This is
Oh, no.
fantastic.
He's somehow on a horse.
This is fantastic, and I need it to happen like
It's like
immediately.
He doesn't
For
have
whatever
arms. How is he holding his
He's
waist?
got little arms. That's how he holds the shank.
He does have
Fair enough.
manipulators.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
He takes the manipulators out and like does like this. And, like, look at me. I'm the tactical droid now.
Mhm.
No, I can just imagine him coming up, shanking him, and then like just dragging him off to the side, reprogramming him, and R2 comes back. The tactical droid is now R2's colors, and just like, I'm the tactical droid.
Mhm.
See, now I'm just thinking about how much R2 looks like, how much an R2 unit looks like the little guys from Among Us.
Yeah,
And R2 is constantly sus.
he
God,
is.
is he ever?
It's true.
All right, so
This is fantastic, and I'm here for it.
all right, where is my little thing for the astrogation table? I'm pretty sure there's an astrogation table around here somewhere.
Probably.
It's either a fuse or a spark plug. I mean, once it revs up a little bit, I'm sure we'll be able to figure out what's going on. I mean, it's just a little,
Mm-hmm.
just like maybe like a couple centimeter turn. That should get enough power flowing through it.
All right, Eric, help me remember. What do you have to roll for it? Plot a course.
It's in one of these charts somewhere.
Also, Jeremy, if you were saying anything, it didn't come through.
It's just a bunch of
Okay.
It's not in. I know it's in. It's in one of these.
Yeah, I was thinking it was on one of my little cheat sheets here, but I'm not finding it.
It's in. I think it's in the first PDF, like near the back. I want to say.
That's right. They do have a bunch of charts reprinted back there, don't they?
Mhm.
Starship damage. Astrogation gazetteer.
boy.
That gives just example spots you're
Ah,
hitting.
astrogation
Astrogation chart. There we go.
chart.
All right. Well, you're definitely not using major trade routes.
Mm-hmm.
Never traveled route is probably about what it is. Through a gas cloud. Yep.
Where we're going, we don't need traveled routes.
But all of that's based on how many days of travel.
Yeah.
Difficulty: standard journey, no nav computer. I would say this one's got a nav computer.
Mm-hmm.
Hasty entry. So there's no particular reason you couldn't take your time here.
Yeah. So technically, I succeed. At least.
Yes, I believe
looking
so.
at the difficulty.
Because speed is not really a factor here. Where are you trying to jump it to?
Next
That
galaxy over.
away.
Are you jumping it out into just empty space, or are you aiming for another system?
He's gonna just jump it into empty space.
Okay.
Basically,
Last time you saw Ozen, Jensen, and Io.
Goodbye, folks.
basically, it's the last. He's just like going, you know what? I just want these ships off the station, and I want the station away from these ships. We're going that way.
RIP to the like 6 stormtroopers that are in the tube right now.
He is going to, while the calculation is going on, he is going to tell Ozen and Io, get out of the engines. Now.
What did you? Mother...
Please, for your safety.
Hey,
Hasten your
timing
way.
down the ladder.
down the ladder.
Wait, I think they just like eventually just like at some point just do the cool slide down the ladder.
I mean, I'd imagine you'd also be getting the warning of the engines are starting to get loud.
The hum is getting louder and louder.
I can feel
Ozen
my
will
bones liquefying. This is great.
You're starting to pick up very minor energy fluctuations on
No
that spot you're looking
liquefying
at.
bones, please.
No,
Is there any-
no one really needs their bones.
Is there anything like immediately around us that I could intuit? Like, is it some sort of energy leak? Is it?
Spark
While we're-
plugs.
Yeah.
Give me a mechanical roll.
I was gonna get in on that too. Oh, that's a horrible dice. Okay.
Also, fun thing I just realized, us jumping the station as a never traveled route, means we've locked the Imperials out of reinforcements for at least a month.
Where's mechanical?
Underneath knowledge, it's a main skill.
Oh, perfect.
Because according to that,
knowledge.
sorry.
Oh dang, that's the max I can. Okay.
Because according to that chart, it's going to take 30 plus days to complete the jump.
Oh,
Which makes no sense if you're doing a short jump. I could see if you were traveling from, one system to, like a good distance away over on a trade route.
Oh, this is also through a gas cloud too, so we're adding 1 to 14 days on top of that.
I rolled a 9. I owe Yahtzee though.
Okay.
Still didn't hit the 15th threshold though, but we'll see what I get.
All right. And what did Ozen get?
9.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Ozen does
two
not
dice in
pick up
mechanical.
rolling anything.
No, I didn't think so.
With a 14.
What? Yeah. This is just for the people in the engines, isn't it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, making sure.
What from the system that you're monitoring, you're starting to see some of those little energy spikes that they had talked about.
Is there maybe something I can roll from being in the computers that? Just at this point, me just asking in case it's possible.
No. Just because the people that were familiar with the system couldn't do it from, the computer. While they were putting in maintenance mode, they were going to have to physically kind of go over and find out what was going on.
Gotcha. All right.
Let me make a dice roll. Captain, call it high or low.
Boy.
High.
Okay. A 2.
Come on. I've killed us all. I'm sorry in advance.
All right. We'll let the captain do it. Give me a 2d6 roll. As the energy starts spiking up and bad things happen.
Astrogation mishap.
Maybe. Yes, that is what we're rolling on.
I love how one of these is Minox. That amuses me way too much.
Fucking Minox.
That'd be a lot of Minox to do something to a station.
If we didn't look. We never looked up. They could have been like roosting in the top there, and
yeah, who knows? Radiation fluctuations.
oh, that's
not good.
that's unpleasant.
I did give them warning to get out.
We were booking it.
Mhm.
Let's see, 59 for further explanation. Let's see if there's
How many
anything
people did you
else.
toss out into space?
All of us.
Well, I
Alright.
revved up the engines and started astrogating, and I did not make the 50-50 call. So,
You killed all of us, okay?
No, just two of us. If you thought your sister was a bad Force ghost, just you fucking wait.
All right, here is the rules for radiation fluctuations.
mhm.
I was gonna become a Force ghost right before she dies.
Ship slightly damaged. Duration change at Game Master's discretion. Radiation fluctuation causes a surge in the hyperdrive. This may increase or decrease the duration of the trip at your discretion. That would be my discretion.
Mhm.
But does not force the ship to drop out of hyperspace. The ship is lightly damaged.
Okay.
We knew that already.
So the station took a little bit of damage.
Or is it lightly damaged as a result of jumping?
As a result of jumping.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So we're initially...
We stressed
What-
the engines.
Where initially you're not feeling any movement, then there's suddenly like a jerk. And you even hear some groaning of the infrastructure of the station.
That's bad, Joel.
So
Okay.
we hit a little bit of hyperspace?
We hit a pothole in hyperspace.
We lost you two?
No, we're still there.
The whole station.
Oh. I thought you just said it's 2 out of the 5 got thrown into space. And I'm thinking
No.
you guys were in
No.
the engine.
No.
No,
We,
no.
It's like
They were
We
being.
may be diseased. We may be poisoned and or diseased here. We'll find out in a sec. I would like to know what happened with that on that 14 though.
What 14?
Ios.
That was just for noticing the power surge stuff, whereas Ozen didn't.
So yes, you are now traveling through hyperspace.
Okay, so we've sheared off the two ships by rotating the station,
Mm-hmm.
and the station is now jumped.
Yep. So the Imperials that are in those two bays are the Imperials you're dealing with, and of course you still got the droid army too.
And the bounty hunter.
Yeah, and the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Well, currently the droids are still on our side until certain things tell us no.
Mm-hmm.
Until we have to ionize the whole lot of them.
Yeah. All right. So
Is
we've
anything hinky
isolated the
happening?
Imperials.
Is anything hinky happening with us in the engines coming down?
Do we just like IO grow a third like it or something? Anything?
Give me strength rolls.
Oh boy.
I don't like that.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Don't
mean,
worry,
sure.
neither do we.
This would be the point where my where my racial trait would come into play, because I have a strength roll specifically called radiation resistance.
Why the heck aren't you in here?
Because I'm the one still operating the system.
I rolled a 4.
Rolled a 5.
It's okay. I have stuff for this.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
Just curl up in the corner.
Oh, I got lucky. I rolled pretty low.
Hello is low.
8.
That's still much higher than mine.
Oh yeah. So that is damage that you take.
All right.
You were doing a strength roll versus damage.
Okay. So we are both wounded.
Jeremy, I thought you said you rolled a 4.
Okay, I'm incapacitated.
Okay. Those little gravity spikes really jump up. So you're getting kind of smacked around, or just pinned up against a wall by a sudden surge of gravity that feels like it's going to crush you, and then it'll just let up because they're very coming and going. And that's just basically how beat up you get, getting the rest of the way out of the thing.
It's pictured as it getting ping ponged all the way down.
It's not quite that bad because you probably wouldn't survive that.
Like holding onto the ladder and getting ping ponged about.
Do we get out safely
Yes, safely-ish.
after getting ping ponged around?
Captain, you're getting several alerts, damage reports from around the station.
Yeah. I
None of them
I-
life-threatening. None of them super. It's light damage.
Yeah. I figured I stressed the engines.
Ooh, excuse me.
Or the engines are under strain at the moment.
You just hear on the comms, "Ow."
Hell, sorry.
And there's some exterior damage as the station plowed into some of the smaller ships as it was leaving. Because you had TIE fighters patrolling and all kinds of stuff.
There's just
Bugs on a
debris.
windshield.
a whole bunch of debris now.
Okay, so that works.
Suddenly, you're getting somebody calling you on your comms.
Who is
Hi,
calling?
TF.
This is TF212. Captain, what just happened?
I have strategically isolated the Imperial forces from the rest of their reinforcements
And you
by jumping the station. We're currently in
Sure.
hyperspace.
I just pictured tactical droid with a cup of whale.
I was thinking that must have been what happened. We lost contact with the probes we had on the outside of the station. The last thing they saw was the station beginning to move.
Yeah, that was me seeing if I could shear the other ships off from their umbilical cables.
Got a little over enthusiastic there, didn't you, buddy?
Yeah, just a bit.
I would have preferred that you consulted with me before you did this, though I can certainly see the tactical value of what you've done.
Well, we're
Anything
We're
going on,
currently-
TF?
we're currently playing a game of macro nonsense with the command room. So I figured while they're busy trying to keep unlocking the engineering bay, while they're distracted, I could do something else.
Oh, they've gotten the control center repaired. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That is actually a threat to one of our main advantages.
Yeah. But while they're busy trying to do that, I figured that'd be the best time to get the station moving and cut off the rest of their reinforcements from them.
Yes, he'll have his people prepare for to press the advantage if they seem disorganized after this separation from the rest of the forces.
That would be best. We've got a lot locked in turbo lifts right now, and there's an unknown number down here in engineering, but all their weapons have been rendered offline.
Ah, well, I will leave their disposal to you then.
All right. Well, then we got work to do.
All right, so you've got the station moving through hyperspace.
And it's gonna take rough estimate, do I have some sort of rough estimate with my knowledge of astrogation about how long this journey through hyperspace is going to take?
Due to the power surge, you have no idea.
Fair enough.
Congratulations, you are moving at the speed of plot.
Makes sense. All right. We probably need to start dealing with the stormtroopers down here in engineering so we can at least have some sort of foothold. Since we have that macro running, they can't lock us out, but at the same time, we can't really use the elevators either. We have to use the... Me wanting to go immediately to Star Trek, I just about said Jeffrey's tubes.
Across the streams.
Yeah. So we have to use the... we'd have to use the maintenance corridors to move about. But we could eliminate the Imperial presence here on this floor, at least as much as possible.
Could we lure them into a trap of some kind? Just something to where we're not just shooting them across an open field, essentially.
Honestly, coming down here was the trap.
Yeah.
Alright, so how are you going to want to approach this? Because if you leave the ion defenses on, it'll fry your equipment as you step out.
Well, is it frying the systems or suppressing the systems?
Suppressing, basically. Oh, we got somebody in the chat redeeming a hydrate and a stretch. So everybody,
I already
drink
stretched
up.
Echo. That you missed the crack.
It was impressive. I've already injured something stretching once.
Oh.
I'm not doing it again. I'll drink twice.
Oh, crack neck.
Also, hi Echo.
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello, hi.
Hi.
I don't know if Echo is somebody I know under other names or not.
No, it's somebody I know.
No.
All right.
Okay. So we've established then that the field is just suppressing their weaponry.
Yes. I mean, they won't come up. They'll have to work on them a little bit to get them back up and running, like they did with the droids when y'all started fetching droids. But and they would have to realize that the fields are down, which they might or might not.
So at the end of the day, that's what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So their weapons could come back online at any point once I deactivate the field.
Yeah, they will definitely come back online eventually. You probably have some time.
Okay.
And Io will have to, alter the program she's created, so that it still keeps shutting down the elevators, but not turning everything else, turning everything else back on.
Just gotta delete that one line.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. So do y'all head out for a little hunting trip?
May as well.
Yeah. We do need to eliminate we do need to eliminate the problems.
Okay. All right, so y'all head out. Give me search rolls.
Hell yeah.
Okay, search. 3d6 at 12 ain't bad.
No, it's not too bad.
I rolled rather low, actually. 17.
12.
All right. Did we get a roll from Kelcher?
17.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming y'all are staying together in one group. You know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So the first place you scout down to is over by the elevators, and there is still a cluster of troops on the elevators, or by the elevators, or excuse me, turbo lifts. That's the term. As you're approaching, they've got some guys on lookout. So y'all gonna approach stealthily, or y'all just gonna kind of walk up to them and just cap whoever you see?
Kind of. I mean, they are.
I vote stealth.
Okay. So y'all take some of the smaller side hallways.
Mhm.
They're mostly watching the big hallways.
Okay.
So we'll take the time to buff herself while we're moving.
The two guys on the first group of guys, there's two of them that are clearly out of ways, and they kind of they're at kind of a corner keeping watch. Both of them have some kind of almost like a police baton, like one of those classical baton type things.
Yeah.
Probably has some sort of electrical effect, when it's working. But right now it's just a big metal stick.
Okay. So activate both calm and magnify senses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this as we're going there.
Well, you magnified senses. You hear the two troops talking. They seem to be pretty nervous. One of them is not happy to be out on guard duty with a stick. The other one is basically saying, "Hey, look, if our blasters aren't working, their blasters won't be working."
So says they.
Yeah, what about a lightsaber?
Turn on a lightsaber.
What about a lightsaber? Can you shut down a lightsaber? I mean, do lightsabers use batteries? Or is that something just the sorcerers do? And that is the gist of the conversation, They really need to get those turbo lifts working. And from their talking, that they have been very, very slowly moving people off of the turbo lifts. Because it'll turn on for that couple of seconds before it goes back into maintenance mode. Then it'll go up, and then it'll...
Okay.
So they've got some people that are still doing that way. Others they talk about have gone searching for like the engineer's access, the not Jeffrey tubes. That the Imperials clearly know something like that has to exist on a station, but where you've got a full map, apparently the troops down here don't. So they're sending people out to look for those.
Right. Okay.
Now, as y'all get closer, give me stealth rolls
Okay.
versus these two poor guys.
That is much worse with 5d6.
Over 20.
16.
I got a 13.
They got a 6 and a 5. So,
All right then.
did anybody get less than a 6 and a 5?
No, I got a 6 and a 5 out of my 4 dice.
What about Doc?
What did Doc get on stealth?
You're muted, my love.
Sorry, so where is that button? Hide snake's about all I can see. So
In perception. There it is.
Oof.
I'm a robot. What do you expect?
Oof, Duba.
Mm-hmm.
Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah.
All right, so Captain, with the enhanced senses, you with the enhanced senses, Doc sounds really, really loud to you,
That doesn't surprise me at all.
and you hear the troops. What is that? Sounds like a droid. Droids shouldn't be working right now, should they?
Hmm.
And one of them goes, "I'm going to fall back and tell the lieutenant." What? Leave me out here by myself?
We can't let that happen.
Well, we can't both go back. Somebody's got to stay on watch.
Do we just sneak up on these guys like playing rock, paper, scissors to see who has to stay?
You have a very brief moment while they're arguing about who's going to go back.
Can we all hear them arguing, or just the people with enhanced senses?
The captain, the captain can hear very specifically what they're saying. The rest of you just kind of hear talking in the distance. You know, you're close enough you can kind of hear there's two guys talking,
Okay.
and maybe enough to tell. I think they're arguing.
We did say we were coming out hunting, though.
Can I get a line of sight on them before they both disappear?
Yes. Now it will basically involve you popping out around the corner and taking a shot.
Okay. I would like to pop around a corner and take 2 shots, one for each of them.
All right.
Also, what kind of a distance are we talking here? Medium range?
Yeah, it'd be medium.
Okay. Okay. So, 2, 6, and 96.
All right. So a 37, 32, and with them at medium range, you are needing. Is that 10s? I should
I
have
believe
it
so,
memorized
yes.
by now. No, medium is 15. Short is 10. All right, so they will attempt to dodge for all the good it will do them.
Mm-hmm.
They have 4 dice in dodge, but they're wearing armor, so 3 dice.
E.
The first one, we'll call him Gary.
Indiana.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
All right, so he adds 7 to that 15. So you need a 22. You got a 32. That's definitely a hit. And the other one we'll call Larry. He also got a 7.
Stop trying to humanize the stormtroopers.
Actually, I'm trying to remember the name from. I can't remember if it was College Humor or what. It's got a knockoff stormtrooper skits they do.
Yes, they did.
So I got a 29 and a 27 for damage.
All right. They have a strength of 2 plus 1 for their armor. All right. So the first one gets an 8,
Mm,
and the second one
so that's triple,
gets an 11.
and that's double. So I tripled the first one's strength roll, and I doubled the second.
All right. So you step out, you shoot the first one in the back, so he never knows it was even coming.
Mm-hmm.
And the one he was talking to is like, sees you as you step out, sees his buddy gets shot, has just enough time to kind of go, and then he takes a bolt, and they're both down.
All right. Next pack.
Should we move their bodies so if there's patrol, they don't see them?
Aren't their
Looks like
bodies dust?
Look at the dust pile on the floor.
I was not aware of using the disintegration.
Yeah, I'm using the disruptor.
Neither was I, but it makes sense.
The highly illegal rifle.
I mean, technically where we are in space right now, is there any law?
Also,
Maritime law.
Technically, this is in the corporate sector, and corporate sector does consider those things illegal.
Technically.
Oh, what is it? They can come sanction us when we're all done.
I
You
think
can
they're
have my disruptor pistol when you can pry it out of my cold dead hands.
Yeah. Alrighty. So hunting for the next pack.
Hunting for the next
So I say
pack.
this goes on for several hours.
And yeah, y'all basically have a repeat of this a few times
Mm-hmm.
because they have several scouts. But eventually, you start to get close to like the main body.
Yeah.
And you actually see some of the stormtroopers. Some of the stormtroopers are sitting around with their helmets off, laying up against the wall.
No.
You do see a group of them standing by the elevator door, just ready in case it ever opens.
Well, their fault. Shall we line up shots?
Yeah, it is.
We have one thermal detonator left.
We do not. We have none.
Did we use all of them?
We used all of them.
I could have sworn we had one left, but okay, fair enough.
Nope.
Never mind.
No, we used the last one basically to do as much damage as possible as we retreated.
Right. That's what it was.
Yeah, we got no more thermal detonators.
Okay. Forget I said anything then.
Good.
Is there anything that looks like it would have hurt if it was dropped from a high distance?
A stormtrooper?
Fair enough.
I mean, there's not a whole lot in this hallway other than the stormtroopers and their equipment, and their, as far as they know, non-functioning equipment.
Yep. They foolishly decided to put it on pallets. Just want to know the situation.
They
here.
don't have pallets. So.
Just making sure.
That group's taken from the elevator. You do see where one of them's got his helmet off under his arm. He's got his ear pressed against the door. Wait, I heard it move. Oh, it stopped again.
I love how this is a thing. Okay.
Well, good hunting to you two. Looking at Kelser and Aerta.
I mean, Io's got my other rifle.
3.
What?
I think Doc's got one of the stormtrooper rifles now.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only one without a ranged weapon.
Ozen, that is a purposeful decision on Ozen's part.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, if you want to be the only ranged person, I do have a knife.
Tapping her lightsaber, like, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, so y'all just round the corner like like a line of redcoats that start firing.
Oh god.
Acid Revolutionary War tactics.
Real quick.
Hold on, let me get my bayonet.
Do you want to be able to fire more shots downrange, or you want to be doing precision fire?
Spray and pray.
He'll unscrew the beam focuser then, and just pocket that. It's still a 5D plus 2 rifle,
Yeah.
but it now does not have the minus 2D to strength.
And if I shoot it more than once, I don't have the potential of murdering us all.
Also true.
All right. So while y'all are getting ready, you see from kind of the other side of y'all see a stormtrooper marching up. You know, kind of doing the double time. Was not a march. He's just moving.
Yeah.
With your enhanced senses, you hear him start giving a report that they have found some of the access tubes. You know, we can get off this level.
Well, I'm popping him. So, if anyone else would like start popping targets.
Yep.
So
Then
does a
tactfully
32 hit the guy that is about to give his report?
Yes, he'd be at probably long range. Well, maybe not with that. I don't know what the range is of the disruptor. I'm thinking from baseline rifle range.
Maximum range is 300 meters.
Okay, yeah, he'd probably be within that, probably 200 meters or so away.
Are we doing any kind of initiative?
No, you're basically just shooting fish in a barrel.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. That's why Ozen's not participating, but is like,
Damn
okay.
that roll.
Where were these rolls last game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Ozen's gonna go hide somewhere. Jeremy's going to use the restroom though.
Okay.
so is Doc getting to just fire randomly into a crowd?
Yep.
Alright, rolling damage. Or because you said there's no hitting, or just I'm sorry.
Uh,
So I mean I can roll blaster, roll damage, what you need me to do.
Alright. So, you're catching it by surprise right now, so yeah, as long as you can make the baseline difficulty for your range, yeah, you're hitting just fine.
I got 40 plus 2 because do remember to actually add points. Anyway, I mean,
So yeah, it looks like everybody's hitting with pretty much every
So that's my damage.
yeah.
base 15. I'm assuming that's what I
Yeah,
need.
so he runs up. He runs up. We found the engineering access, or the access tubes, maintenance tubes, whatever you call them. Come on, I can lead you to them. And then there's just this hell of blaster fire from the rest of y'all coming down, because I haven't seen anybody miss yet. So stormtroopers start dropping. A bunch of others just start scrambling to their feet and running the opposite, running away from y'all. Some of them kind of drop to their knees and throw their hands up and start screaming that they surrender.
Well, if that's round one, round two, the captain will start picking off the fleeing stormtroopers.
Okay.
How many are running at present?
A couple dozen.
He'll pick off as many as he can.
Okay.
Kelsa, are you going to run this at all?
Maybe.
What? Sorry.
Are you gonna be joining in the blasting? Shooting?
Yes, always in the blasting.
All
How
right.
many are there?
Target the runners.
All
How
right.
many are there?
Oh,
Couple
couple dozen.
Okay.
I will be the ones that are throwing their hands up and trying to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them?
There's about 7 of them that have done that so far.
Okay, and you said about a dozen running?
About a dozen running. Well, I said a couple
Right.
dozen running.
Couple dozen running. Okay.
I
So 20.
will. Go ahead.
No. Take your time.
I will tell the people that are surrendering, disarm, hands where I can see them, and keep a beat on all of them.
Okay. A lot of them had already dropped their weapons. Some of the rest of them like take their belts off and got whatever other equipment they've got and toss it to the side.
Communicators included.
All that stuff kind of goes. Some of them take their helmets off, hands behind their head, kind of thing.
She'll keep an eye on them.
Okay.
Okay, so Captain will do 1, 2. I'll do 5 shots.
Okay.
3, 4, 5. Okay. I at least hit the threshold for all of them.
Yes. And they're all just head down.
Okay, so
No.
they're just sprinting away. They're not actively trying to dodge.
No, yeah, they're just running away.
All right, so
They're using the zebra method of,
5.
if we're all running, maybe they'll just get the guy next to me and not me.
Fair enough. Well, I have dusted 5 of them then.
Oh, I gotta shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got 5. I only have 7 dice. I'm going to shoot. Four times?
Okay.
Sin is going to help Io make sure that our surrenderers, not disrobe, but like take off their essentials.
Don't get froggy.
28 for the first hit.
Okay. You're needing 15s to hit these guys, so as long as you get a 15, you hit. And some of them are just running straight down the main hallway. Some of them are running and then branching off, trying to branch off into side hallways.
28 again.
Okay. Doc's also hit 1.
Alright. And then
1.
what is for consecutive? You drop a dice?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do that manually.
17 for the last hit.
Okay, that's
So-
also a hit.
Yep, I hit all 4.
Alright, so you took out 4.
Alright, so
The captain took out 5.
now that's a miss from Doc.
Okay.
So Doc gets 1.
And then had Io shot at any of them, or did she just immediately start covering the ones that were surrendering?
She was covering the ones that were
Okay.
surrendering.
So you took out 10 of them. And the next round, you'd probably drop a few more. Then a lot of them are going to be getting around corners and stuff away from you.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of them are running without any of their equipment. They didn't bother to hang on to their guns because, as far as I knew, their guns weren't working.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And you've got seven guys that have surrendered.
I did not fully think this through.
Well, that comment's got some worried. Get you some worried looks from stormtroopers.
Say the captain's just gonna come back. It's like, so this is everyone who's surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, yes.
How lovely. Alrighty.
See if TF can make use of them.
Well, we'd have to. It's a possibility. So, levels the disruptor at them. What were your orders down here?
We were supposed to find and secure you,
Well, you certainly found us, but
and figure out what it was you were looking for down here.
And how married are you to those orders?
I mean, there are orders, but we're not really we don't really have the capacity to carry them out.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just debating what to do with you.
Eat their
Well,
stuff.
we're unarmed at the moment, so you could just send us back.
So what? Gear up and come back at us again?
Can't really re-gear up. There's nowhere for them to go.
They get some confused looks because they know the station shook. They don't know what's going on as far as that goes.
Oh yeah, you're trapped here now.
How much past today do you want to survive?
I would like to complete my tour and go home.
Looks over. I've always sent them to TF. I mean, if they're not married to working for him, they could be useful. And if they have no weapons, TF and his bunch could take care of them if they get froggy.
Alright. So, proposal time. You like living, correct?
Yes.
You would prefer to keep living past today.
Yes.
Good. Because if those idiots you called leaders didn't keep throwing you at us, that'd be a lot less people I'd have to kill. And then he'll stand back up and walk a little ways down the hallway, and he'll phone TF.
This is TF-212.
Right. Well, we've executed quite a number of the stormtroopers down here, but we do have some that have surrendered to us if you would like prisoners.
No, I don't think I have any use for them. So far, the Empire has not been receptive to prisoner exchanges. Probably because they haven't been taking any prisoners themselves.
Yes, but they do seem to have a vested interest in living, so you might be able to do something with that.
Gather intel.
More people to question. I don't know if a common stormtrooper would know anything more than the admiral that we're currently questioning. But if you have a method of bringing them back to me, we could see if we could get any use out of them. They'll be warned on your way back. We have lost contact with some of our more forward troops manning the barricades.
All right. Hey, Io, they've been stripped down.
Well, I mean, as far as allows them to keep their decency.
Yeah, it works for me. All right. Looks like we're going to be leaving this area for a little while.
Okay. How do y'all plan on exiting this area?
Well, we have the map. All right, so.
Do we want to resecure the engine room?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
All right. So what is your plan? You're gonna fall back and resecure the engine room. Sounds like.
Or at least like add something that it'll open for enough for us to get in after we put in like a certain code to pause the macro.
Okay, you can rig that up pretty easily.
Yeah, just enough to be able to get back in.
Give me a perception check while you're doing that.
Should make sure to like not be like letting any of the stormtroopers watch her, of course, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where my good rolls go? 10.
Okay, you pull it off, no problem.
She's gonna make it a little beefy just in case the folks in the command center decide to get froggy, though. If she has the time to while everyone's doing their thing.
Okay. Right now, the guys in the command center seem to be just flipping the switch.
They too have wrote a macro.
Well, it doesn't seem to be as precisely timed as yours. So it may just be them sitting there inputting the command every time.
I'm just picturing the Inquisitors annoyedly tapping the button.
But since you've specifically looked at what they're doing, that at that point that 10 will be good enough for you to notice a little something. They have reactivated the ion defenses that the station had. Like the station had been using before.
Thought we turned. That just turned it off. The engineering one. Damn.
Right. They can't supersede what you've used the engineering controls to do on the engineering floor. And then as you're watching it, you see them turn it off.
Cap.
And looking at the log, you can tell they had it on for several minutes.
Let me hazard a guess. They're nuking the droids.
Yep.
Now, the main area where the droids were, like when y'all arrived on the station, that area's still fine. The droids have stripped out enough there that that defense is offline there. But all those forward positions where they had pushed deeper towards the center of the station after y'all had turned that stuff off.
All right.
Yeah, it's turned back on in those areas, or was turned back on in those areas.
She opens up a comm line to TF212.
This is TF212.
Hey, TF, fall back to areas you know you've stripped. They're messing with the ions again. They have gained control of it.
That would explain. That is not good news. That would explain the why we've lost contact with the barricades and why none of the scouts I've sent out to find out what happened have come back.
Yeah.
And you hear him start giving orders to, you hear him giving orders and a bunch of Roger Rogers in the background.
We'll call you back once we got something else.
Right.
Affirmative.
Well, if they've reactivated the ion defenses, we don't really have a lot of time to waste anymore.
We go.
Let's at least move. Let's walk and talk at least.
All right, so where are y'all walking to? With 7 stormtroopers in tow.
Do we want to go back to TF?
Uh,
I mean, we know the way here and there. We've got the map.
yeah, and you've got the code written, yeah?
Yeah, beefed up even.
All right. Let's get them back to TF then. We just use the maintenance tubes.
Okay.
Take everything but your comms. If you try anything, you become a pile of dust. Or the Mando gets you.
Honestly, the Mando getting you is worse.
Or the medical droid will get you.
There's layers to this.
With your enhanced senses, Captain, here, one of the stormtroopers mumble. Who programs their medical droid to shoot people? That's sick.
He's a harm assist.
The captain will reply to the one that was talking. The kind of person that's having to deal with you all chasing us over the sector.
Doc's eyes kind of do like that, like happy emoji, and then it goes from like a kind of a gold yellow color to a red.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
he'll cut you.
I'm about to say, then for a moment the lights dim and then go back to yellow.
He's got the full RGB upgrade to his eyes.
Yeah.
Does he have spinners?
No.
Damn.
I mean, how else is Doc going to convey some type of emotion? He's got the big round eyes. That's about all he's got for really any type of facial thing. So it's just like, we'll make the eyes do emojis to the best of their ability.
All right, so you're making your way to some of the maintenance tunnels. Now, Captain, give me a perception check, or maybe even a search.
Okay. I mean, they're both the same, unfortunately. E.
Okay. The first one of those tunnels you get to, you get ready to climb up, and you listen, and you're pretty sure you hear something up the next, around the next floor. Like movement, maybe some low people talking. Even with the enhanced senses, it's hard for you to hear because it would be up and through whatever doors or hatch. So that first one, there may be some Imperial troops up there.
Okay.
Now you can try that one, or y'all can swing down and try a different one further away, basically from the engines.
Let's swing down to one that doesn't have troopers.
Okay. Give me another perception check or another search. Okay. You don't hear any at this one.
Do you mind checking to see if there's any troopers here?
Did you just do that?
There was some at the last one, and I would rather have a second opinion here than just trust my own guts.
Metagaming.
She will activate she'll activate the same thing.
All right, give me a search roll.
That's a better roll. 28.
Yeah, Ozen should probably be doing this.
Yes, you can hear people moving around up there a little bit. You can hear a
There's
little bit of
people there.
speech, but it's muffled by the door or the hatch, so you can't really tell what they're saying, even in
Sure.
hands.
More than likely, this is going to be a while. But yes, there's people up there.
Lovely.
So you've got a dozen or so possible access points here. Are you just going to go around one by one and check them all?
Well, the less stormtroopers we have to deal with while hauling 7 other stormtroopers, the better.
Okay.
Asking the other stormtroopers, are these all covered, or was it an area you guys weren't at?
He has no idea.
Fair enough.
When they were sent down, the forces that were staying on the level above were exploring the level above. They'd sent some of their forces down here. Once you ionize their weapons, they had sent some of their forces off. Looking for these sort of access tubes to get off the floor. So yeah, he would guess. Any of them, the other forces have discovered, they're clearly guarding. You could always just send them up one of those tubes. At least they'd be out of your hair then.
I could send you up as dust if you'd prefer.
I don't doubt for a second you'd kill every one of us if we started something. But you haven't just flat out murdered us yet, so I don't think that's what you want to do. I was just suggesting, it's 7 of us. We're not really going to tip the balance of power in this station. If you just wanted to be able to move quicker and not worry about us. But whatever you want. You're the guys with the guns.
Point.
So do you send them up, or do y'all keep looking try to find look for one the Imperials have not discovered yet?
Well, you can try a few more.
Okay. All right. Give me another search roll.
I rolled a. Actually, I have one more dice for one more round. Let's go. 27. Again.
You have finally found one that you don't hear anything at.
Either they're being really quiet.
But by this time you're basically a half a mile or so from the actual engine room, and swing away from the elevator, so you're getting like further and further away from where the Imperials would have entered that floor above.
Ozen looks up and is like, well, either they are being quiet here, or we have found our destination.
Well, then let's go.
All right, who goes up first?
I think Ozen does. Testing her own theory.
I'll follow second.
Okay. You go up. This one's got a hatch. You swing the lever. You slowly push the hatch up. Or do you just spring through Jedi style with a flip?
No. We'll do it
Love
slowly, but do I have a blaster pointing at my head immediately?
No. As you crack it open, whatever room you're opening into is dark. But once the hatch gets about halfway, the lights in the room come on. But the room is empty.
We'll look down and thumbs up.
Think like a janitor's closet, maybe a little bit bigger than your average janitor's closet. There are tools stored here. There's a little workstation. Everything designed for Killick hands and stuff, of course.
There's no saws, is what you're saying, because they all have like they have their own set of like saws.
But yeah, the room is empty. And there's a door that presumably would lead out to a hallway. So the closet's big enough for all of you to get into, though I guess with the stormtroopers it's a little crowded.
So I guess Frog March him back to TF.
Okay.
Said we were falling back to him, so maybe see what we can do to regroup from here.
All right. So y'all spend probably a couple of hours, a few hours at least, walking. As you kind of circle around the station until you're back over kind of under the area TF controls. You find some turbo lifts over there that you can use. Because I don't know that you would shut them all down into maintenance mode over the entire station. Over with just kind of those over there. If you did shut them all down, you have to find the stairs.
I think
not
we
hard.
did.
Okay. In that case, you have to find the equivalent of the stairs.
Yeah.
When you get back up to the proper level, there's some battle droids guarding it. They recognize you. They take the prisoners off your hands. Well, no, actually, they're guarding it. They let you carry the prisoners back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you probably want to go talk to the tactical droid. The situation is apparently getting worse.
Makes sense.
So you get back to the tactical droid. As you walk in, R2 whistles and rolls over to you, and Roger's following behind him. You can always tell Roger because he's more scuffed up than most of the battle droids.
Yeah.
The true scarred veteran.
He's got that lived-in look.
R2 gets a
That's
couple
a
head
mood.
pats.
Me too, Roger. Me too.
Though admittedly, as the fighting has been going on and battle droids are getting damaged and repaired, there's probably more scuffed up ones around.
Yeah.
The tactical droid is giving orders and people are bringing him information. He either has not noticed you walk in or is just ignoring you as he's taking care of other business. From what you overhear, it sounds like the Imperials are making a big push. Them basically frying the droids in that area really gave them a lot of avenues to attack from on that front. Now on the other front, it's still pretty stable. I mean, the lines haven't moved much over there. Though even over there, the forces on that side are pressing to be attacked.
Mhm.
Seems like a desperation play. They've got nothing else.
When you say that, Tackle Droid looks up. Perhaps, but they still have enough numbers to be problematic, especially if they have better control of the station. You know, we can't approach we can't approach one of their bases without them being able to ionize us, so they can pick away at us at their leisure. How long are we going to be in hyperspace, Captain?
Well, there was a bit of a fluctuation, so no telling, but if that hadn't happened, rough estimate would be about a month to a month and a half.
But this power surge would potentially alter that.
Shorten or lengthen it.
So an unknown. Captain, we need to take out the command center.
Yeah.
On a more permanent basis this time. I understand before you did what you could do with the time that you had, but if we cannot take it and hold it, we must destroy it so the enemy doesn't have it. But none of my troops can approach it.
I mean, you've been here a while. Do you know of any weaknesses it might have? All this said while still just kind of patting R2.
Ping, ping.
My emotional support droid.
I thought that was the loader droid.
Nah, R2.
R2 all the way, baby. I mean, what?
My son!
Somewhere the loader droid's heart is just breaking.
My other son!
He's slowly forcing his way to the cockpit just to fly off and leave you.
Good luck, buddy. If you can manage it, you deserve it.
Well, no, he has very little direct knowledge of the control center. His people had never made it that far. You know, you made it that far and were in control of it basically when you cut the deal with him, but then the whole hostage situation. The tactical droid just sort of shakes his head. Well, I admire what you've accomplished, Captain. You do need to learn that, you know, in war you're going to lose soldiers.
I am aware.
He mentions that when he mentions the hostage situation. He doesn't call Io by name or anything.
Droid petting intensifies.
You see R2's little compartment crack open.
No, put the knife away.
At this point, it boils down to where are they committing and what could we commit?
He brings up a map of the station. And you see, you know, basically on the, we'll call it the Inquisitor side of the battle. Yeah, any hallway they can come out of. They've pretty much got at least some forces. They've been using a tactic of running forward, attacking droids, and then kind of falling back and making the droids follow them. and then activating the ion defense in like a particular in like specific hallways. Once the Imperial troops are backed out of them, to take out most of the droids, and any of them that were straggling a little bit or a little bit further ahead, then they can gun them down because they're vastly outnumbered.
Yeah, that needs to stop.
The tactical droid has already advised his troops not to pursue them into the potential danger zones. But it took him a little while to catch on to what they were doing because, of course, when they do that, he loses all contact with the troops.
Yeah.
So he didn't know exactly what was happening. He eventually deduced it, of course, because he is brilliant.
Of course.
While on the strictly naval side of the conflict, that there's not a whole lot of ground going one way or the other. There's fighting, but they don't really have any unexpected have not used any unexpected tactics on that side.
Right.
They're just pressing the troops on that side enough that I can't withdraw anyone from over there to swing over to the other side.
Well, what if we hit that side?
You mean we as in you and your crew?
Yes.
If we could disrupt that side, it would allow me to pull some resources. But I'm not sure what the 5 of you could do against an army. I mean, infiltration and assassination, capture, yeah, you've done quite well with those. But just going head to head with a battalion of stormtroopers.
Where did you put the Admiral?
In storage. He's actually in the room that we had y'all in originally. Well, that we had you in originally. I'm guessing the tactical droid wouldn't use y'all.
Let's go have a talk with him.
Very well. And he leads you, well, y'all know where that room is, but he leads you to that room. The Admiral's in there. The 7 stormtroopers are now in there.
Gentlemen.
The Admiral stands. Well, they all stand up. And when the door opens, it's like, it's that awkward moment like you walk into a room and you can tell everybody was just talking and they stopped when you walked in. You kind of got that vibe.
He just leans up against the walls like, no, by all means, please, go on.
The men were just filling me in on the circumstances of their capture.
And what do you have to say?
I've been cooperating with the tactical droid.
Right. How much sway do you have over your men?
Well, they follow orders.
Yes, but who's the ultimate authority?
The first sister is given overall command of this expedition.
And were the first sister no longer part of the equation, that would leave you in command, correct?
It should have. But one of her subordinates is in command in the case that happens.
And how many of those did she bring with her?
Oh, she has perhaps 5 Inquisitors with her. Oh, only her direct subordinate is. The chain of command is her, the subordinate, and then myself.
I see.
If I may ask, the station shuttered earlier. What happened?
Well, the answer to that would be depending on how willing you are to work with me on this.
Work with you in what way?
At the end of the day, the Inquisitors are the ones that I'm most concerned with.
Fair.
You have already stated on multiple occasions that you'd be willing to give a great deal for your survival.
He glanced kind of nervously around at the men. And my men.
Now, with that in mind, I want you to think back to my previous questions. Extrapolate.
If you remove the Inquisitors, that would put me in command. Are you wanting a ceasefire or withdrawal from the station? What is it that you're seeking?
I want you off the station.
We have suffered some losses, but we were supposed to have reinforcements coming in.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I doubt you have a method to stop our ships from coming into the system. And then his eyes wide slightly. You've moved.
There it is.
You've moved the station. I see.
Yes.
I suppose.
Only you and the troops on the station are the only ones left.
I suppose if the Inquisitors fell in battle, that a tactical retreat off the station under those circumstances might be acceptable. Whether there's enough shuttles, whether we had enough shuttles parked on the station to remove everybody is up in the air.
Well, for the safety of yourself and your men, is this a deal you are willing to negotiate on?
Yes, I believe we could negotiate.
Very well.
Our position would be untenable if we have no options for reinforcements.
Quite so.
The stormtroopers are listening with rapid attention.
Since you've been frank with me, I'll give you the courtesy of the same.
He nods.
At the end of the day, these Inquisitors you follow have been the ones that have been drawing the ire of myself and my crew. Quite frankly, we wanted nothing to do with you Imperials until they decided to stick their noses into it. So it stands to reason, their removal, the thorn that we are in your side might very well be removed. At the end of the day, I'm a businessman.
I have resources at my disposal. I can make you a rich man. I can make you all rich. To which the tactical droid responds, I'm not interested in your money.
Well, now that we have that out of the way, there's a conference that needs to be had. We'll get back with you.
He looks forward to it.
I'm gonna need to meditate on this. At that point, he turns around, points right to Ozen's like, I hate you.
You're welcome. And she just walks off with a shit-eating grin.
No, get back here. We need to talk.
Huh?
So, thoughts? At this point, I'm trying to do as much threat mitigation as possible here.
Well, the tactical droid is pleased with the ideal of if you can get that cowardly admiral to withdraw his troops, then the Inquisitors definitely need to be the primary focus.
And we now know that there is a total of 6 of them on the station.
The tactical droid points out we don't know how many of them were on the station. Remember, there were people in ships around it, so. But probably best to assume that they're all here and be pleasantly surprised if they're not.
We know at minimum there's 3.
Yeah, you put your eyes on 3 so far.
Yeah. So now I just need a way to isolate and assassinate the Inquisitors.
Well, clearly you challenge them to a one-on-one fight.
Yeah, that never works well.
It ends well sometimes.
I'm not going to get them out of their little ivory tower now that they have it, especially now that they have it working.
Mm-hmm.
We have to offer them a price.
Tactical droid goes, what do we have that they would want?
Hell if I know, buddy.
Other than the Admiral, but that would.
I don't think they I don't think they care that much about the Admiral.
Ozen, were there cameras in the maintenance tunnels? Do you remember?
Remembering's not my strong suit, but I can try to remember.
You're not that old.
There were none that you noticed.
I didn't see any. I wasn't actively looking for them, admittedly, but I didn't see any.
Those maintenance tunnels have to run the length of the station. What if we use those to get to the command center? Have the droids, have you all, as he looks over to TF, have you all hold your bulwark. Don't chase the stormtroopers into the kill zones.
Mm-hmm.
honestly could potentially plant some of your own. Do that, and we sneak up to cut the head off the snake, as it were.
TF would be happy to act as a distraction. Fighting. Well, they're already fighting with their forces, so it's not really him doing anything extra. And as far as the maintenance tunnels, some of them, go most of the, height or whatever have you want to describe it, of the station, and then you have smaller ones like the one that y'all got out with. It went from a few levels below engineering up to that closet, or up to that janitor closet or engineering
Right. So
repair station, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yes, you could definitely get to the same. You could definitely get to the level of the command center using those. Of course, if the Empire's discovering them, they'll be guarded. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. But if a bulk of their forces are down here fighting the droid army, that would leave potentially just a skeleton crew guarding maintenance axeways like that.
We would certainly hope so, but and the title was like,
Hasn't worked the last couple of times.
But if I were in command of their forces, any sort of access to the command center's level would be heavily guarded. Of course, this Inquisitor may not be as tactically sound in her thinking as I am. Organic brains and all.
Well, that's one potential play we have. Someone have any other ideas?
I like it. Seems
We've got to do something.
sound.
Yeah, we do have to do something.
Onward.
Onward.
Okay.
Hey, TF, do you have any thermal detonators left at all that we, for old time's sake?
They'll probably need them down here, though.
What happened to the 4 that I just gave you?
Stormtroopers.
It's a bunch of
And the
craters
Death
where there were
Troopers.
stormtroopers and death troopers.
And clearing out a few 100 stormtroopers to allow some of your troops time to withdraw.
And I think some heavy artillery. Maybe. Don't know.
Yeah, there was some of that.
I could scratch together another couple for you, maybe.
Well, see, if you're doing the bulk of the fighting with the army down here, though, you might need those.
We can certainly use all we can get.
Fair enough. Never mind.
Hmm.
When you use them, think of us.
Indeed.
Alright.
Well, Tactical Droid, if this is the last time I see you, it's been an honor.
I'm sure it has been for you.
It hasn't, but I want it to be cordial as we took our leave. It has been nothing short of traumatic reliving the Clone Wars in a certain way.
But this time you were on the right side.
Perhaps. Perhaps I'll see you again. Ta-ta. And she about faces.
Your Jedi seems to have a very fatalistic view of this mission.
think that's just her.
Hmm.
Granted, I did at one point say we should just blow this all up and let whatever the force sort it out.
That was an option we had.
I don't believe that's a very good option.
It's not, but sometimes the worst options sound appealing.
Captain,
Easier than this.
Captain, is your crew? Actually, he addressed this to Doc. MD5, is your crew still mentally sound, or has
Theologically sound.
or have the stresses of this conflict perhaps gotten to them, impaired them in some way?
Doc will kind of stand there, his eyes kind of dim and brighten as if he's blinking. To be 100% honest, they're perfectly sane. I check them on a regular basis.
Very well. I'll assume these morbid flights of fancy are normal.
Just organic things.
Clearly, the droid mind is the superior. That's what I'm thinking of here. Not life form, but superior consciousness.
R2's been, we said R2's been here with Roger and everybody. Yeah, no, Doc will look down at R2 and be like, you agree that they're still saying yes?
There's a pause, and then R2 slowly gives an affirmative whistle.
I heard that.
Captain, remember, he's at least being truthful in the matter.
Roger is tactfully silent.
Of course, Doc does whatever facial expression he can to put a smile. Besides, I'm the one that continues to sign your medical documents.
I need a vacation.
Aren't we all?
Let's survive this first, and then figure out the whole vacation bit.
We can go back to visit the bird people that we remember so fondly. What feels like eons ago.
The place where we're heroes.
They were more like feathered dinosaur people, but okay.
Close enough.
That sounds like a lovely plan, actually. Let's do that.
You can get another sword forged.
I'm sure they have nice beaches and stuff like that.
True.
Somewhere.
No invisible assassins coming after you. It'll be great.
We only did get to see the
you pined for the day
town.
when you only had to worry about invisible assassins.
Yeah, now we just have the very visible ones.
With lightsabers.
With lightsabers.
Sorry, it's just interesting to see the camera. I'm petting a blur as it is.
Too hot for TV.
I had to censor the cat.
It's just
it looks like.
No one say it. No one say it. Shut up.
We're all thinking it.
Oh, you poor
I ain't thinking
ball.
of saying crap, boy.
Scully's in the box now.
I wasn't thinking about it until you actually pointed it out, so thank you for that.
I'm glad to know that Jeremy and I both live in the gutter together.
No, I tend to rent out my spot from time to time. I gotta make that passive income somehow.
It is just about closing time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep, we got another
One
10
last
minutes,
call
so.
for morbid death.
But
Morbid death.
I don't have another force point to use.
Finish your soliloquies and goodbyes.
If I tried to use far-seeing to see how well this plan of mine would work, what would my DC be?
All right. I would count that as, let's see, proximity wise. So many cheat sheets.
This is actually probably when I needed that force point too, because yeah.
All right.
This would be
Better
dealing
not
with
knowing.
people. Yeah. I'll say also this is dealing with people who can actively resist.
I would say a baseline 15 for the first roll, which was the control, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that'd be the 5 plus 10 for
Because,
future.
you're in physical contact with yourself. And then for the control, I'd give you the +5. Because while the crew would be close friends, this is also factoring in how the Inquisitors would react.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like slight acquaintances, so we kind of split the difference. So it'd be a total of a 20, I think, for the control roll. Or no, because it was the future thing doesn't affect it, so it's the baseline 5.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 for the control.
Okay, so 15 for control, 10 for sense.
Yes.
You can do that, but Ozen will still boop you if she sees that you're guided meditating.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Guided meditation. Control roll. Make it. Also rolls the one I'm worried about, but I have 6 dice in that.
Okay, so Ozen is doing this one?
No, Ozen is buffing.
I got you. Like you did like she did last time. Okay.
Let me check. The only thing I have to check right now is 5. Okay, cool. God, the enhanced attribute thing is a weird fucking sliding scale. Anyway, you have a +1 to will stay control.
Okay.
Or +1 dice.
All right, Captain. Do your navel gazing roll.
I don't even make the control.
Nope.
Yep, I'm short by 2.
Unfortunate.
It's hard to tell. Always in motion, the future is.
Shake the match cape off. The future's cloudy.
Yeah.
Check back later.
That's what I'm asking about, though.
Yeah, I'm asking about later. All right.
But yeah, you just get a burst of different possibilities. You can't really focus on any of them. You get scenes of seeing some of the crew dead, of seeing some of the Inquisitors and their people dead. Sometimes both sides are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're running the Inquisitor through or getting run through by the Inquisitor.
Okay.
Or Ozen and the Inquisitor in those positions. I mean, it's...
Gotcha.
There's so many variables and so many people involved in this that it's just... anything could happen.
Makes sense.
So yeah, with the captain basically looking up going, I got nothing. But the crew undoubtedly deciding to carry on with the plan anyway. We will wrap there for the week.
Okay.
Hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed running as always. Hope the folks in chat had fun. Hope anybody that comes by watch later, hope you enjoy it. And I hope you'll be back next week, which will be our third
to last.
Yeah, third to last. I think we got 3 more.
Third to last.
Place your
We're
bets, people.
wrapping this up. Who lives and who dies?
Place your bets. Money on the table. Money on the table.
And I guess we can go ahead and announce now for sure what next I'm about to say next
If they
season.
haven't guessed it.
Next campaign. Yeah, it's been a little spoiled and stuff, but yeah. We will be returning to Earth. Well, returning to Huntsville and to the World of Darkness. As we do another.
We are going back to Huntsville. We're not going to be in Decatur.
Oh well, that's right. It'd be the Tennessee Valley. Excuse me.
Okay, I was
Stone's
like,
throw away.
Yes.
I was like, wait, we're going back.
No.
We
Back to
don't
Ten-
want to go back.
Back to the Tennessee Valley and the World of Darkness. Pardon.
The prince likes us now, though. We could go back.
But yeah, we'll be doing Vampire 5th Edition, Valley by Night, River City. An Anarch Chronicle this time.
Yeah.
We've all picked horrible characters.
Starting up a few months after the previous campaign. So where the previous campaign was in 2019, this one will be set in 2020. So it'll be vampires and all the COVID goodness.
So that won't make feeding difficult at all.
No. Well, it's anarchs. That's kind of like communists. There was a whole terror famine. It'll be great. But if you're looking for more games to watch this week, Jeremy, what else have we got coming up on Diary?
We've got False Scarlet Knights tomorrow with JT, A Knight's Ransom on Thursday with Pink Rambo, and on Monday should be Wild Beyond the Witchlight with Captain Zack, and then come see us again for the third to last episode of Remnant Shadow, a Star Wars actual play.
Will any of them be affected by America Thanksgiving?
That's true. We might not have tomorrow's game.
Join the Discord and find out.
A Knight's Ransom probably isn't going to be played because of American Thanksgiving. That's totally fair.
Well, and on that note,
yes,
we'll say
join
Happy
the Discord.
Thanksgiving to anybody out there celebrating it.
Woo!
Which would be like none of the Canadians because they did it last month.
Enjoy all of your turkeys.
Well,
and we will see y'all next time.
bye.
Bye.